welcome. It's good to be with you again. It's January 1st, 2025. Got to get used to saying that. And Peggy and I are just wanted to share 3 books we love with you. And in case you haven't read them, we think they're wonderful, and maybe you would enjoy them also. So I'm going to start, and the one I want to talk about first is called Ender's Game, written by Orson Scott Card, and I guess you'd call it science fiction.
Yeah.
And it's in the future. I guess most science fictions are happen in the future. But this was very interesting. Earth at the time of the book, in the future, Earth is in trouble. There's an alien civilization that Earth fears is going to attack at any time. And the military, the top military people on Earth, are looking for that great leader, that great general, to lead Earth into battle against these aliens. And it reminds me of, in the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln went through many generals before he found the one that was the perfect general to win the Civil War for the United States. And
Was that Grant?
that was Grant.
Okay.
Yeah, General Grant. And so this, they've been watching a lot of people. They have a lot of information on a lot of young people. They're looking for somebody young and energetic that can lead the military forces.
And intelligent, just above.
Yeah, and so anybody with all the attributes they're looking for, they start looking at them from a young age. And the book focuses on this one family. There's 3 children in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all super intelligent. There actually is a couple more books, I believe, in the series that go on.
Mm-hmm.
The later books really get into 2 of the other brother and sister. But there's a 3-year-old, maybe he's 5, somewhere in there. But there's a youngest one, Ender, and he has an older sister, 2, 3 years older, and then an older brother. The older brother is a handful, and
Yeah.
but the military had been looking at all of these siblings.
I believe that that families were only able to have 2 children, and they made an exception for them to have one more because it was such an intelligent family, and they thought the possibilities of their having another really intelligent person.
I don't know if we're getting that mixed up with The Giver or not, but I don't know.
I don't know, might be.
But they decide, and I'm not going to tell you too much more, I don't want to give away everything, but they decide to send Ender, the youngest, up to the military training academy, and it's located out in space in this huge military training spaceship. And the story is about his training, how they push him, his trials, and the ending is incredible. It's incredible.
Very
So,
good.
Highly recommend this if you haven't read it. So, what do you got, Peggy?
Oh, this is my all-time favorite book. I think it was named the book of the century for the 1900s.
Wow.
To
didn't know
Kill a Mockingbird. It was from the American Library Association that had put it at the top. There's a lot of misunderstanding of this book. It is, I think it takes place, is it in the 30s? Something, I think. 30s or 40s.
that. Something like that.
Okay. And there's a lot of racial tension. It's not fair. And I'm not going to say there's a trial, and it involves an African American man, and he's kind of disabled. Anyway, it involves this person who is accused of something, and I'm not going to tell you much about that. It's amazing. There is the main character, Atticus Finch, is a lawyer, and he is a defense lawyer, and he is convinced that his client is innocent, and if he was or not, it's his job, and so he's taking on the name, I think, is Tom, and he gets so much flack from everyone, and his children get threatened, and he gets threatened, and he won't step down. He feels this is really important. So, and he's excellent in the courtroom. Good dad. Anyway, if you see the movie, it stars Gregory Peck, and I think he does it justice. Anyway.
But there's a lot of side stories about the children.
Yeah,
They get involved with this trial too, but just they get a new friend who comes next door, and he comes to visit his family, his aunt, for the summer, and the trouble they get into, and it's funny and great.
okay.
It's a great book. Yeah.
I had to study this for college, and I remember one of my comments was, there are nuances in here. I don't remember the character's name. She was a very minor character. But Scout, who is the daughter, very young, I think she was maybe 6 or 7, she was young, and she goes and sits on the porch with this woman, and she's looking over at the woman, and she's very old, and the woman moves her mouth and shows her bottom plate of her mouth, and there's absolutely no reason in the world. It doesn't apply to the story. It just shows you that these are real people, and this is something bizarre. But then Scout looked at that and said, yeah, we were friends forever after that. When someone, puts out their dentures, that makes a big impression. But so much of the book involves some racism that a lot of people think they will not read because they think it's about pro-racism or whatever. They will not attempt to read it. But it is fiction, but there is so much truth to it, and it's just excellent, and there is a character named Boo Radley that also plays into everything. And To Kill a Mockingbird is I'm not gonna say what it is, but you wonder, why would they call it that? There's a reason. You don't hear about it until the end. And we have read this. I've read this at least 3 times. And for me, it doesn't get old. It's just very well done.
Yep, it's awesome.
Oh, it's by Harper Lee, by the way.
Okay. All right, we have one more for you today, and it's called Marley and Me by John Grogan. And there's also a movie we haven't seen the movie that was adapted from this book, but Marley and Me is a true story about a family and a yellow Labrador retriever that they bring into their home. And it's hilarious. You're laughing through the whole book. Sometimes you're crying too, but and one reason we enjoy this book so much is we live with our daughter and her family in the same house. And about 3 years ago, they got a yellow lab called Odie. And when we read this book 12 months ago, something like that, it was like we were reading a book written about Odie, our family's yellow lab, because all the weird things, the trouble he gets into, the love he brings into the home, it's like they're identical twins, Odie and Marley.
For me, I mean, that's how I didn't associate so much with Odie, but we had a dog in Illinois named Toby, and he was what we call the embodiment of happiness. He was just one of the kids, and Boy Scouts, we'd have them over anyway, and he had such a wild personality, and he was a lot like this Marley, so. And we have such fond memories of Toby and all of his Houdini getting away out of his cage through the ceiling part. He's just anyway. And we love Odie, and he is hilarious. But I bet anyone who has had a puppy, a larger dog, and the chaos that can come along with it.
Yeah.
Would love this.
Yeah. It's well written. All these books, very well written. We do these book reviews, and personally, I don't think we're ever going to do a book review and tell you we don't recommend it. I don't think that accomplishes much. But in our channel, it's all about family, our retirement story, and personal growth. And this falls into more of the family part of our channel, and we're always only going to tell you about books we love because we'd like to share them with you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't read any or some of these books, we highly recommend go get them. We don't guarantee you'll like them. People have different interests, but we're pretty sure you're going to enjoy these if you like. And these are all different kinds of books. That's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
This is science fiction. This is, what would you call it?
Is that Marley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious. The guy, John
what
Grogan.
What kind of book is it? What would you?
It's hilarious. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. The guy who wrote it, his job was a color columnist for a major newspaper, and he got into talking about his dog through the newspaper, and so many people started identifying with Marley and this guy, and his columns just were great. And so he talks about his job, he talks about how people have responded to that, but as a columnist, he was very, very funny, and he applied that to his actual writing, and it's entertaining.
Yeah, they're 3 entirely different kinds of books, so just want to let you know that. So, hope you enjoy them if you read them.
I have one more thing. Possibly in the future, we may either do a different YouTube, completely separate, and I read our books out loud for each other every night. And I kind of get into the reading. I kind of try and make it interesting. And perhaps I could do a half hour at a time reading one of our favorite books. So I don't know if that'd be something you're interested in, but that's something I've been thinking about.
Yeah, let us know. I don't even know if it's legal to do that, but
Oh, my friend Jessica
maybe
reads
it is.
children's books to kids. I don't know if it's legal either. There are copyright laws, yes.
So, if we're not in jail, you'll hopefully see us in the future.
Yeah.
So again, Happy New Year.
Yes.
I hope 2025 is a wonderful year for you, and we're going to try and make it a great year for us, and I'm sure Heavenly Father will bless us all and with what we need of, and we're in need of. So we love you guys.
Yeah. We're having fun. Love ya.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next video, and remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind.
Yeah.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.